Hello, storytellers. Storytelling Ron. I want to talk about my most controversial video now that I just posted a couple days ago, and I don't get that many outside viewers, right? I get mostly you kind of regular guys, but I'm trying to reach the 5e Christian RPG dudes, the old guys, or whoever is Christian playing Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know how to sift through the masses to find those guys. Or gals, but obviously 80-90% guy. But anyway, so I did this video, and it's kind of clickbaity, but at the same time, my mind is like trying to. This video is specifically for Christians who play Dungeons and Dragons or other RPGs, and who have a connection to 5e. And obviously I'm truculent and slapdash video, and just like I'm doing right now. Anyway, so this got. Actually, it has 21 dislikes at the moment, 265 views in like a day or two, and a bunch of comments. And I want to go through these. And it's not a bunch of comments, but some. I don't get that much interaction in my goofy way videos. And I wish on Facebook and X, when I first do a Kickstarter, I'll try to do like a little $30 ad or whatever and get like 5,000 views. But I will get a ton of these, like a ton, and I just delete them because it's an ad and I want to keep it kind of, but I get a ton of these and I'm like, I should have kept it or do another one like as an experiment, go fishing for the mocking and scoffing and then do a video on that. Of course, it'll cost me $30, but that's fine. I'll probably do that at some point because I just get so many, like, why do atheists and pagans need to attack? Like, why don't they just, like when I saw the lesbian RPG one they had, the Native American one on Kickstarter that was really successful, where what if the white colonists never made it to America? What I didn't like go in there and post something angry or whatever. I just I'll move on. I got things to do. I don't really care. My view now is to fight back. It's my faith to alert to counter this stuff, but yeah, I just didn't like. What's the point of remarking on these things? I see them all the time on my Facebook, and I just don't care. Or I just move on. I take a mental note and then move on. Anyway, oh Lord, this is ridiculous. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. How exactly would a paladin or a cleric work in D&D? Since the Christian God clearly doesn't grant spells other than diddle child. Okay, so this one was very wonderful because and I've done a video on this too about the Catholic Church and how it is being swarmed by gay men because the child sexual molestation that happened in the Catholic Church is like 80 to 90% teen boys by men, and many gay men go into the Catholic Church. One reason they think they're going to pray away their sin, and the other reason is to become predators. There's no law or rule in the Catholic Church that I'm aware of. I'm not Catholic anymore, but there's no law or rule there, and there's certainly no rule in the New Testament that allows for this. Do not commit adultery means do not have sexual intercourse with anyone unless you're married. And what is marriage? Marriage is between a man and a woman, and marriage is when the man leaves his mother and father and joins his wife. That is our definition of sexual activity. Anything else is a sin. Do not commit adultery and honor the mother and the father are the two rules, amazing two rules about family in the 10 Commandments that cover everything. Those two cover everything, and they reveal every sin. So homosexuality, pedophilia, sex outside of marriage, divorce, all these things that ruin the family, hurt the mother and the father, and the children are a huge sin to God. Lusting, pornography, masturbating to porn, doing all these things outside of honoring your father and the mother, which is husband and wife, and sex outside of a marriage is a sin to God and to Jesus Christ. So diddle child, pagans are going to, and comedians, especially you can see it amongst comedians. And I remember as a kid too, seeing this, or even in college and stuff, where the comedians would constantly berate the church, and they'd obviously put all Christians in that category as child molesters, when in truth it was their people, their perverse homosexual men going into the church and committing those frauds, because that's 80-90% was like that. Also, the church followed secular rules on rehabilitation in the 80s and 90s. And this I learned from reading through some Catholic writings. They followed the modern rehabilitation methods of the psychologist and whatever. It was to rehabilitate these men as opposed to prosecute them. So the church actually, by following the modern secular, these are, we need to rehabilitate, they're victims too, these gay men are victims, they are now being further accused of and complicit in it, because they thought they were doing what the world told them to do, which was to help rehabilitate these men to be better persons. That is what the world wants too with pedophiles. They want them to, they don't want to lock them up forever or execute them or whatever. They want to rehabilitate them. They want to give them rights, give them freedoms to continue doing what they're doing. And then the Catholic Church actually followed that. Never going to persuade this person, but I want you all to be aware of that. The child molestation thing done in the Catholic Church, they were targeted to, by the gay men to go there to do that, whether they were weak or devious. And then the culture told them how to deal with it by rehabilitation. And now the culture and the comedians are using that to blame them. They're not going to blame the Catholic Church and the Christians. They're not going after the public school, which is far worse molestations. They're not going to go after the public school system. Oh, no. They're not going to do that. Far worse. And now they're obviously in the school is now openly grooming and sexualizing children. Not going to bring that up. Just going to keep saying, church and Christians and that whole thing in the past is the cause of it. So, that's typical. Next, I sued my orthodontist because he changed the prices. I did that, or whatever it was. I didn't want. I wanted the price to go back down to what was the original, and it was a lame experience. And I've only done that once, and I'm 54, so I don't want to sue people again. If I feel like they're going to screw me over, I'm just going to not do business with them again. But this, and also this orthodontist, other people came to me when I put it up on Yelp. Other people contacted me, so that's when I said, "Oh, I guess I should do this then." Okay. Imagine thinking the ideal D&D game is based around an entire party having one and only one goal and purpose. I think that's what they do now. Every character in every campaign. Very dynamic and adventurous. Love this content, bro. Hope this comment helps you blow up. Please explain more in the next video on how conversion mechanics should work. Okay, I'll do that, sure. But I have done that in older previous videos, but sure. How many peasants not converting after a mission justifies burning the entire village to the ground? Okay, that's a great point. That's why I want a Christian RPG. I want a Christian RPG so that you and I as Christians can understand what happened in the past. Because when you play this game, you're never always going to be successful at converting. You're never always going to be successful at getting evil to stop doing evil. That is the entire point I'm trying to make with the Christian RPG in evangelism, is that when you go into these villages, you're not just evangelizing, right? You're trying to change their hearts and minds about what they're doing. What do pagans do? Sexualize children. They groom children. They sacrifice children. They sacrifice virgins. We all know that. And then they're just ignoring. And I love how the world is just ignoring that, but that's exactly what they're doing today. They're dismembering their genitalia. They're drugging children today. This is institutional. Where are the evangelists today? We need to evangelize these hospitals and the Democrat Party and the culture today. There are plenty of pagans around. And I define pagan as everyone that's doing all this stuff. They say they don't worship anything. They absolutely worship. Where's the evangelists today and the missionaries confronting that a man is a man and a woman is a woman, period. That's it. Now, if they don't stop burning their entire village to the ground, if a hospital is bringing in a bunch of children, drugging them and butchering them, Shouldn't we burn it to the ground? Shouldn't Christians burn it to the ground? And I'm not advocating for violence at all, or burning it to the ground. Burning it to the ground in a metaphoric sense of, and we Christians believe in the legal system. We actually do believe in the legal system. Now, back then in the pagan times, there was no legal system. So in the Dark Ages and the medieval ages. And that's why I set the setting during that period, because then it's fun adventure and fighting and violence and all that, because that's what we RPGers love. But at the same token, the goal is not violence. The goal is to change the hearts and minds of these people. But if they're going to, we decided we don't want Jesus, so we're going to go ahead and decapitate our children for the summer solstice. I mean, what are you going to do? So now today, what we Christians believe, and this is what Jesus taught too, is not to go violent, but to change the hearts and minds, and to keep rebuking that hospital. You know, you don't go down and burn it down. You stand around and that's what we do. We stand around and keep calling out their sin. But of course, what does the left do? They go to the courts, they go to the government, and they push us back further. They push us back further, so that in England you can't even pray. You can't even stand there and have your thoughts. They don't want you to have thoughts by an abortion mill. This is the prime example. The abortion mills are the centers of paganism here in modern day. We aren't even allowed to go near them. We will be arrested. So violent. The burning of the entire village. They will burn us Christians for being near their abortion mills. That's exactly what that is. A law is a sentence of death if you don't follow it. And they've made laws that we cannot have freedom of speech near an abortion mill that sacrifices children. We Christians are not even allowed. So that's the weakness of the church today. That's the weakness of us men today, that that we're allowing this to happen. We don't have enough Christian men, and I'm being sexist on purpose. We don't have enough Christian men being made and in the halls of governance. The halls of governance are sworn by pagans. And they're running the asylum. So that's so dude, yeah, exactly. Please explain the conversion mechanics. Yeah, I have them in my game. Go to storytellingron.com and you can download the Dark Ages PDF for free. Brother, pandemism, and they're right in there. And they're very simple rules like, no, thank you. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't think you would. Okay, wait, this is genuine? Sort of. I could be a darkened heart. I don't know. There should be a Christian 5e RPG, or should we stop playing RPG and go do charity? Today, the world need every Christian to be on their feet, do what is right, and save this world. Well, you can do both. I'm doing both. I don't think we should do I don't know if this is silly or serious, but anyway, I don't think we should do a 5e because, well, one, I don't even like the system anymore. And two, I don't want to empower the 5e. Like if you make a Christian 5e game, you then have to support and buy the 5e, which is horrendous, and their whole agenda is so out in the open. So that's why I don't think we should do 5e, and it's not even necessary. Obviously the appeal though is to a wider audience. So there's that, and I put this 5e on here kind of to, I guess, to fish for all these people, but and get obviously a lot more views than I normally do. But I can't. So that the 5e market is like where it's at to get more views and sucker people into watching this. I just don't know how to find the Christians in there because most of them are pretty silent, have been silenced, or don't want to talk about their faith in the 5e setting, culture, conventions, or whatever. And I get it because you get attacked immediately for being Christian. You get targeted if you are a Christian or open Christian in the 5e culture and in the conventions, right? They've already gotten people that have been kicked out. Publishers, like actual known publishers, have been kicked out of the Gen Cons and all that because their stance on marriage. They don't even say they're Christian, just that they believe in a husband and wife, a mother and a father, or husband and wife. And you get kicked out of Gen Con or the Gygax Con, or I don't know which one it was. I just remember that a couple years back. It's so ridiculous. So that's why I'm like, we need to be, take off the filters now. No more filtering our faith in this culture. We need to confront them, rebuke them, and get the mocking and scoffing. That's fine. remember all you non-Christians out there that mock and scoff me. I get heaven points when you do. Because it says in the New Testament, if you're not hated by the world, then you're not doing your job as a Christian. So Christians, you need to me, what I'm finding is I don't want to get on a soapbox in the middle of nowhere on a street and preach. Like, it's weird. I don't even want to preach, right? As a Christian. And so this is like the best of it all. I don't have to preach while I'm playing this game. I just do it, and I'm literally evangelizing. Literally. And I'm not even preaching or doing anything. I'm just evangelizing because I'm playing a role-playing game. Can you imagine that? Wow, I got got two birds with one stone. And I did this for 2 years, trying to, a year and a half after, as Watsy was getting woker and woker. And I'm like, I want to, I got it in Star Wars. And, I'm like, what? I gotta, and that's where this Christian RPG came from. And I didn't intend it myself to get this strict on it, or as I'm getting more and more strict and truculent about it. I'm not going to, and by the way, I have a bunch of D&D videos on my YouTube. I'm not going to delete them or get rid of them. I'm just going to keep it there for for posterity. Yeah, that's what I did. And my intent at the time was just storytelling and wonderfulness and fun. And I didn't have all the information, and all the information had not yet really been fully matured, even on the left or on the world, as far as their, which side they're taking. So, but now I'm like, I'm definitely more radical, zealot, truculent about it all. But I'm not ashamed of the D&D and Star Wars stuff I have on there. I actually look fondly back at it. So that's why I'm kind of keeping all of my D&D stuff and Star Wars. But yeah, I'm just pushing forward, and I'm trying to just wake up any of you Christians who are 5e or RPGs, and you got to put your faith in the game. And I know it's like, I don't want to do that. You got to find a way that makes it fun for you. I'm providing one way this way, but you got to figure it out for yourself, whichever way, whether you homebrew it. Just say, Jesus, I believe in, use your paladin cleric. Say, I believe in Jesus. And I'm going to stop your diddling of children. That's right. The grooming, and just say grooming of children. Drugging them out and butchering their genitalia. I'm going to stop that. Now, of course, they're all like, there's nothing going on here in the game. Yeah, there is. Oh, yeah, there is. I'm literally saying, like, you got to do that. You got to start doing that. You got to start causing problems. And don't be afraid to get kicked out of these games. And I don't mean cause a problem in the sense of, I mean, enlighten people what the heck's going on in the world today through your game or through whatever. That's a horrible example, but it's a righteous example. But you got to start, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, as a character, your character. Oh, we don't really have Jesus in this game. Jesus is everywhere, and I'm going to preach it. Just do it. Or ask, or if you have a GM or you are the GM, put Jesus in there. The faith, put the faith. And my Dark Ages has mechanics on some of that if you want to use it in your homebrew or your game or whatever. Take what you want out of there. This is my little video here explaining that you can do that. And because I don't own it. I don't own Jesus or evangelism or how to do it in an RPG or the game rules in that sense. And if you steal me from me, great. That makes two of us out there in the RPG culture. So I don't have a problem with that. All right. But that's my video on whatever this video is on, 5e, whatever. In this, hopefully I'll get some more mean comments and I can make some more videos. Maybe I'll just put 5e in all of my videos. Just clickbait video. I don't know. Just figure it out. Anyway, fun stuff. All right. In the game of life, roll holy dice.